Farm for Profit Podcast. Take a listen, have a blast. Farm for Profit Podcast. Learn about farming while having a laugh. Farm for Profit Podcast.
Can we keep the lawnmower in the background? It sounds cool.
It's normal.
It's summer vibes.
We actually pay that guy to mow
on recording days.
while we record every time because it's just always there. 100% of the time. Like, it could be raining out. He's going to mow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listeners, that's how you know you're listening to the Farm for Profit podcast is that lawnmower.
Yeah.
Even when we were at Dave's office,
Yeah.
it never failed.
The best was when he had window cleaners come.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be like,
The squeegee noises.
like, and we just sitting there, like, staring at them, like,
Yeah. And they're staring in at us going, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Or when we'd have buddies or my sister would drive by and they'd honk their horns.
Yeah.
That-
Fire
that-
trucks.
We don't get those as many. We don't get as many fire trucks or ambulances here.
No, now we get people that just stomp on it here.
It's
They
true.
love to just
High school
roll
kids.
coal, like,
Yeah.
right through here. So,
Yeah. That and then the occasional pop in.
yeah. Which is always awkward when you're recording because you're just, like, awkwardly like, hi?
I'm so glad we put that window in because you can at least see them. Because if we didn't know and they came all the way around to
Yeah.
the door.
We need, like, a little LED board that we could go
On
you
air.
know, like on
Well,
air.
there
We
is
do have
an
an
on-air
on-air
sign
sign,
right
but it's
there.
like, we'll be with you in roughly 15 minutes.
Just have it scroll.
Or we just started.
The
If,
ticker tape.
yeah, unless you got an hour, you might as well go over to Casey's and
Yeah.
get a pop or something. So,
Or
Yeah.
pour yourself a bourbon.
Yeah.
Just sit down and,
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself.
yeah, we could sit there and type to it.
We
So,
could do that.
All right, start the show.
This is the start of the show. We're already into it. The
Oh,
listeners
okay.
got a fresh take at our real life issues. But thank you for listening to the Farm for Profit podcast. This is Tanner.
This is Corey.
And we're excited to have a Farm for Fun episode. In studio guest, Dave is out there running his mouth. That's what
It
he
sounds
does.
terrible, but he is.
It's what he
Yeah,
does.
he's out at some world champion
Yeah.
or auctioneer or something or another in Omaha. Who knows?
I don't know. He needs to get one of those belts to put on, or belt buckles to put on our shelf. We need to display a world champion.
Like a WWE belt
Yes.
buckle or like a cowboy belt buckle.
Oh, we could do either one.
Because he's got the cowboy belt buckles.
I would imagine an auctioneer belt buckle somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little
we
dinner
should.
plate.
Yep.
But no, thank you for sending in your guest suggestions. Today is one of those. This has been a much requested guest. Had a couple of pieces of connection and finally got him to come down and hang out with us. So thank you for sending those in. If you've got more ideas, farmforprofitllc@gmail.com. You can text it to us, 515-207-9640. So
Yeah.
kind of neat there.
And big thanks to Grant Hilbert because he probably wouldn't have came in studio if it wasn't for Grant.
I'm just here to watch him spray today.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Corey, your family's spraying for you today.
Yeah, and yesterday.
You get to
I've been quite the company man here this week, not getting my own stuff done that I wanted to get sprayed. But we should be actually finished with post on corn right now, and it is June 6th as we're recording this, so that's when we got done.
hey, there you go.
As long as the sprayer held together.
I know that's been a battle. We could talk more about that, but why don't you get the guest introduced
Yep.
so he can freely speak?
Absolutely. Today on the Farm for Fun show, we head just north of the Iowa border to meet up with a city kid turned farmer. He uses all sorts of different colors of equipment and loves to share his experience farming on social media. You can find him all over the socials at All About Farming. Please welcome from southern Minnesota, James Pieper.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that makes me more exciting than I am. We'll take it.
Yeah.
More exciting than you are. That is who you are.
Some days.
Some days.
Someday. Well, thank you for driving all the way down. How far of a drive was it?
3 hours of crop scouting.
3 hours of crop scouting. And how did those crops look?
Good. A lot better than last year.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of our stretch of the world got kind of banged up from some rain, so it was nice to see some good crops in northern Iowa.
Yeah, it was a little rough up there. They had a lot of rain last year. So I know we went to the field day, the stock cropper field day, and I remember getting up there and getting off 35 and going, oh, ouch.
Yeah.
So what's a good landmark your direction? Whereabouts are you?
Wells, Minnesota.
Nice.
Tanner's looking it up. Wells.
Yeah, we always got to stalk them.
Yep.
See where they're at.
Zoom out.
They've
They
got a subway.
Yeah.
We've got the small town trifecta. We've got the Subway, Dairy Queen, and Casey's all in the same corner.
Wow. Yeah.
And the liquor store's across the road if that's your thing.
Has
So.
Casey's held up to the quality that it's known for, or has it gone downhill?
Well, the pizza in Wells, if there's anyone local listening to this, I'm sorry, but the pizza in Wells isn't nearly as good as it is in Mapleton, so I prefer driving to Mapleton if we're going to get Casey's Pizza.
Isn't it funny? Like, they standardized this pizza process, and they have, like, we all grew up on it.
Yep. But it's not the same.
But there are, like, there's 2 in Huxley, there's 1 here in Slater, there's 1 in Madrid, 1 in Polk City, and I can tell you there's probably about half of those I would not go get pizza from.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Well, they would do the same thing. If I'm in one of those towns, I'm driving to a different town to get the pizza, and I would even split up the ones that are in Huxley.
Yeah. And it's not saying that they don't ever put out a good one like here in Slater.
Oh, right.
It's all about who's making it. But, like, gosh, when it comes out doughy and grease, like it's coming off the bottom of the box, it's like, ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
So it looks like if you draw a triangle between Albert Lee, Owatonna, and Wells, kind of points an arrow to the west. Wouldn't you say? So you're just west of Albert Lee, a little bit northwest.
Yeah. If you drew a line between, so Mankato's kind of our close big town. You know, that's where we grocery shop and go to church. Between Albert Lee and Mankato, kind of right in the middle is our stomping ground.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
we're a half hour from everywhere and 5 minutes from nowhere.
And not far from Iowa.
No.
Nope.
So, almost good, right? Almost good.
Well, there was that initiative to give the southern row of counties to Iowa here not that
Yes.
long ago. So
What-
we would qualify by just a couple miles if that happened.
Right. I haven't heard anything about that since,
Yeah, what happened to that?
that was, what, January at the People's Deal.
Something tells me that won't happen, but it's a fun talking point. I was North Dakotan born and raised, so I like Minnesota, but Iowa's cool too.
Okay, well, let's
Really?
talk about that. So you started out in North Dakota?
Yeah, so the farm where my wife and I are at now, my dad grew up there. Wasn't an opportunity for my dad to farm, so he went off to college in Duluth, met my mom. She was from northern Minnesota, kind of the North Woods, and they settled down in Fargo. Just that's where life took them, and that's where they raised me and my 3 siblings. So they're all still up there, but while growing up, I'd come down and visit my grandparents on the farm from, it's a 5-hour road trip.
Yeah.
And thought tractors were really cool and riding around and stuff. But, my dad was a software engineer. My mom's a high school special ed teacher. And, when 4th grade me said I want to be a farmer, it was kind of a far cry from reality.
Yeah.
But so we're skip generation. So my grandma was on the place right before we moved on. So when my parents never farmed, and then now me and my wife. So a little bit of a different story, but that's where I say city kid. I grew up right on the outskirts of Fargo, and Fargo, Moorhead's, I don't know, what is it, 250,000 population? So it's a pretty big town. You don't think that when you think North Dakota.
Right.
But we had Costco, so I feel like that means your suburbs. So
That's fair.
I've never been to Fargo. I've got several friends that have come from there, and I've heard people talk about it. I want to go see it sometime.
it's a wonderful town. It really is.
Yep.
If
It's like the
Yeah.
Silicon Valley of ag. I feel like a lot of big businesses or cool tech businesses come out of there.
And then I think they're still the big 3, but the biggest, I think Butler's still the biggest AGCO dealer, but Butler, Titan is the biggest red dealer, and then RDO are all based out of Fargo.
Okay.
They make quad tracks in Fargo for Case, all their 4-wheel drives, the New Hollands, and then Deere's got a bunch of tech stuff up there, and then there's a bunch of crop insurance, like technology side in town too. So it is kind of that weird mesh of ag and technology.
Yep.
So,
And,
and manufacturing.
Nick Horeb and Harvest Profit, they came from up
Yep.
there. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
man, crazy.
I like how you know one tech company and it came from there, so it must be a
Well,
hub for all.
he said a bunch
He's
of others.
valid. He's valid.
Yeah. See, and I've heard of others. Jeez.
I get it. I get it.
It's a good town. I do
So-
miss Fargo.
So you were in Fargo till what age?
Oh gosh, I went to NDSU for college, so I really didn't truly leave home, so to speak, until right out of school. So that had been December of 2019. What would I have been, like 22, 23, when I moved down to southern Minnesota from Fargo. Became grandma's roommate, got a town job working as a credit underwriter in a egg lending institution, and
Is that what you went to college for?
well, actually, I went for agronomy. Didn't love the co-op experience I had as an intern, and that steered me more towards the finance end, which I really enjoy.
See, this is why you need to go do internships,
Yep.
kids in
Yes.
college,
Yep.
because that is the most important thing. You learn what you like, but more importantly, you learn what you don't like.
Exactly. And there's good, not to say all co-op experiences are bad, but mine was horrendous. And then I had an experience working with crop insurance. Liked more business side, didn't love crop insurance, but that's what steered me into the lending, and
Right.
that's been a good thing. Still work off farm.
So you still are off farm.
Yep, 40 hours a week.
40 hours a week. So, I mean, we talk about that a lot on the podcast as well, of off-farm jobs or other jobs you can do on the farm that supplement that. And, man, I tell you what, it's needed a lot of times.
Yeah, it's hard to make a land payment without some off-farm income.
Yep. And I know, like, luckily, I live close to a city that has good jobs, and, like, my wife works and has our health insurance. If we were out where there wasn't a good job, like, I don't know what we would do without health insurance.
Like my friend group talks a lot about this where, we're a half hour from a bunch of these bigger towns. You can get pretty good classic jobs.
Yep.
But if you get further out than, say, an hour from a decent-sized town, unless you have some working remote job, it sure seems like there's less small, like, young farmers, too. Because
Yeah.
Oh.
how do you make that work? I don't know if you see that here in Iowa, but I feel like in my friend group through college, because a lot of them are from North Dakota, and there's a
Yeah.
lot more, I don't know, vacant area up there.
Yeah.
Where there's no young guys in the whole county hardly. Because
Yeah.
there's nowhere for their spouse to work or for them to have supplemental income.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
I didn't think about that. I mean, we're in a part of Iowa that we can go 30 minutes and get to anything you ever want to get
Yep.
to.
Yeah.
From a major
Well,
sports
not right
arena
now
to a
because
concert
of-
venue. Well,
Because of all the construction.
construction.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
yeah, make sure when you go see Grant, you look up to find out which bridges don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need no Dukes of Hazzard story going on. Trying
if
to
we can-
jump the interstate.
See if we can trust Google Maps.
But that is kind of an interesting perspective as to where are the young farmers getting their start and where can they not.
Well-
I'm curious from your credit analyst perspective, how bad is it? We hear the rumors of it's really tight, working capital's gone. We've kind of burnt through that. What's it actually like, boots on the ground?
That's such a hard question, even when answering to, I don't know, whether it be coworkers or other farmers, because there's the haves and the have-nots. There's folks who are in a fantastic position. Like, I did a deal for a fella not that long ago who bought more acres in one swing than I farm, and he financed a part of it, but he didn't need to. So you got folks like that, and then you have folks who want to term out operating because they can't pay their spring and hydrous bill.
Yeah.
And a lot of it seems to come down to, scale. Like, if you have someone who's farming 400 or 500 acres and did a bunch of expansion projects and doesn't have off-farm income when things were good, well, probably tight again. But you could have someone that's the same size who just held their cash and is in a good position. So it is so situational. But definitely starting to see some weaknesses on the
Yeah.
credit side.
I could see that, and yeah, interest really hasn't. It came down a little, but not a ton.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future looks like. If it's gonna, are they planning on cutting more, or have you heard anything? I mean, no one really knows.
If I knew, I'd be owning
Yeah.
a township and sitting on a beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Hire the co-op to spray it and come home for harvest.
I mean, we were talking before we got on the mics, and I live here in town, which I feel weird because I'm a town person that farms
Yeah.
now, which Slater is hardly a city, right? It's a very small town. But our goal was to build a house, move in while the kids were young, and when they got a little older, move back out to the country and have livestock and animals and all that kind of stuff. And I am handcuffed to 2.25% interest of, and
Yeah.
it's like free money at this point.
Yeah.
I can't even look at the same cost house. I hate looking at what the payment would be.
Oh, right. Yep.
It's sickening.
Yep.
So then you throw all the taxes we have and all that on top of it. It's like, ugh.
And then just, a new house maybe not so much, but cost of maintenance on things has gone up so much too.
Yep.
We see that a lot. I visit with a lot of my young buddies who've gotten into used hog barns, say, in the last several years.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends. We're not as heavy into the pork as probably you guys are here,
Yeah.
but there's quite a bit locally. And if you didn't get that barn locked in with cheap interest, and you have medium expensive interest, and you're going to have the inflation effect on
Yeah.
maintaining it, holy smokes, is that a different game than it was 5 years ago?
Yeah. Well, there's a major issue coming in the CAFO and the livestock, especially the hogs side of things, because new barns don't make sense.
No.
The era of all the materials going up from the COVID era never really came all the way back down to where they were. And barn rent has not moved. I mean, it has flatlined. I got in 2013, and it's been the same ever since. And I'm pretty sure they were paying a little bit more than that at one time. And so I don't know how you make it work because, like you said, the labor, the inputs, all of it And then by the God, you got to go to put slats or gates or anything like that in, and holy crap! So something's got to give.
Yeah. I wish I knew the answer because it intrigues me with just, especially some of these used barns. Like, there's a generation that really hit that one timing perfect. Probably guys in the 90s, putting up these 600, 1,200
Right.
head barns,
Yeah.
paid for them in 5 years, and take good care of them and have
Yeah.
milked them until the end of their career. And now they sit and they've been probably collecting, $30, $33 a space on them, making
Right.
pretty good money. But can the next guy make a dime on that same barn with there's debt on it?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Which
Yeah, that's tricky.
and
Yeah.
it's so easy to look back and say that, but and what was it? 1998.
Yeah.
Hogs went to nothing. You
Yeah.
know, and so you really had to stick your neck out.
Yeah.
My barn was built in '98. I didn't build it. It was the neighbor that built it. But like, can you imagine sticking your neck out for that? But then all of a sudden stuff turns around and they had the barn paid for in 3 years.
Yep.
It's like,
That's the hard part in ag, though, is it's like you can make a decision that could totally go either way, and
Yeah.
if it looks right, it's really easy to be like, look how smart I was, and if it goes
Yeah.
wrong, it's just sometimes luck of the draw.
yeah,
Jared McDaniel put a tweet out. Again, so we're recording this on the 6th of June. Put a tweet out, I think it was yesterday, saying that if you had purchased feeder cattle and had them unprotected, you would have made from the date of purchase, I want to say was like February or something along those lines, buying 5 weights, would have made an extra $500 a head if you wouldn't have locked them in just based upon what's happened to prices.
yeah. And you
That's wild.
Wouldn't have hedged risk or anything
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, sit on your hands and be the Hank Oldham of cattle and make more money.
Right.
Mm.
Not make me comfortable.
It's
Yeah.
just it's just absolutely crazy though, because it went from 8 years to pay a barn off to 10 to 15, and now I've heard some 20-year nets,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you right now, the quality of the buildings that they're building now was not of '98 that I had. I mean,
Yep.
they just built stuff better
Yeah.
then,
Well,
and
lumber, you've seen the TikToks of how lumber right now, the trees have been bred to grow faster. So the rings are further apart.
Yep.
So the boards aren't nearly as
Yep.
dense or as strong as they used to be.
yeah. Yeah, they used to build 2x6 houses, real 2x6. Now it's all
Yeah.
2x4, and you got to pay a bunch more to get
You have a
2x6, which
two-story-
isn't even a really 2x6.
You have a 2-story house and you're standing in the bathroom upstairs, and on a breezy day, the toilet water moves.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've seen my fridge shake when my 40-pound daughter walks by it.
It's just crazy. Then you have these old four squares that are on a, rock foundation that are square and solid still.
Absolutely.
What a world we live in.
Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you, if you term a hog barn out to 20 years, you're going to be remodeling at that 20-year mark or before.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's going to cost you just as much to remodel it as it did to build it. Because we got a quote for a big remodel on our barns, and it was more than what we paid for the site.
That's just crazy.
And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll just put some gates in, and
Yeah.
we'll be good. So
So you know a lot about livestock, but you don't have any livestock.
Well, I finance livestock. I personally, as a hands-on experience, am very minimal on any of that. I've loaded pigs a couple times
Uh-huh.
out of a barn. That's a
and
job.
that's why he won't have livestock.
There was a brief moment in time that I was like, having a barn, if I could find, would be really cool for the manure. And then I
Yeah.
started running cash flows, went, 3 years too late.
Manure is really cool, but
Yeah.
everything else is not that great. But I mean,
No.
I shouldn't say that. The pigs are the fun part. It's taking care of the old barns
Yeah.
is the worst. I thoroughly enjoy, a good group of pigs, and then you get a little challenge, but then you can make a difference. You can actually go in and be a good farmer and take care of them and nurse them back to health.
And I would, just as a crop farmer myself, I would imagine there's a lot more, people talk about it, a lot more heart that goes into livestock. It's different.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a different kind of living animal than a corn plant.
Oh, absolutely. And it's every day of the year. And for the most part, I'm going to get freaking ridiculed for this. For the most part, it's easy, but it's that grind, man. It's like every day, no matter if it's a blizzard, if it's 110 degrees, it's Christmas, it's your birthday, it don't matter. Someone's got to be doing it. And that's what gets you. And then there are really crappy days. And it is really hard. Like there's just, yeah. And you get that call that your cattle are out in the neighbor's cornfield and you got to go wrangle them up, and not a good day.
So that's when I have a town job. I like having plants because they don't walk away.
Yeah.
They don't get out.
So what crops do you grow?
So we're the classic corn and soybeans, and then we also grow some sweet corn for a canning plant. So
Okay.
that's our one unique crop. Minnesota's got, I don't know if it's still an accurate figure, but somewhere around like 90,000 acres of sweet corn in it
Yeah.
every year. We compete with, I think, Washington State for #1 producer.
Okay. And they pull acres down to what, Highway 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, just north of 30.
You know, so
Yep.
it's crazy when you see that field and all of a sudden it looks like it's a seed corn harvest going.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, it's sweet corn.
Probably the same plant that we grow for
Yeah.
in Blue Earth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Yep. So.
But yeah, we've this is our third sweet corn crop this year. So I'm hoping it's our first good one. We've raised 2 really crappy sweet corn
Oh,
crops. Really? Yep. But we've done it to tile behind it and just kind of open the field up for other options earlier in the year. But I don't know, the sweet corn crowd seems to be folks who either want to tile behind it or old guys who want to be able to, be a little bit more hands off.
Okay.
Tends to be the crowd who grows it, if you're going to generalize in our area.
Yeah.
But it is a nice tool. People think because it's specialty, it's super profitable, but it's like growing soybeans. It's a cover crop for more corn, right?
Yeah.
Sweet corn's kind of the same.
So it's a diversification of labor and
Yeah.
crops and all that.
And obviously, it's not, you don't get paid on a bushel per acre basis. It's tons that's
Yep.
converted back to a equivalent.
Kind of. So pricing on sweet corn is loosely based on soybean price, and they set it before crop insurance is set, at least when they get us our contract. So the contracts are set in, February is when I got ours this year. And you have a rough idea of acres before that contract's set, but you don't truly know. So if you decided I'm going to grow 500 acres of sweet corn and do all your tillage in the fall for it, you're probably not going to get that unless you've been doing it before.
Yeah.
Type thing. But yeah, so say soybean crop insurance guarantee is $600. Your guaranteed payment for sweet corn is probably going to be within $50 of that. They pay for the seed so that you don't have to pay for seed. It's, 65-70% of fertilizer cost of field corn. So it's cheaper crop to grow, but it's lower gross income because they cover harvest, they cover seed, and then if it needs any aerial application for insecticide or fungicide, they do that too.
Are they supplying Roundup Ready sweet corn?
No.
No.
I'm convinced that it's because they want to have the cute little non-GMO tag on their cans. So
I'm telling you, man, I paid for that 1 year, and it's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
It was the best sweet corn we've ever had.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. You know how everyone wants that, peaches and cream?
Yep.
yeah,
To me, it's beautiful, but, I think the all yellow is sweeter.
Is where the flavor
that's
is.
what we grow.
And that's what was, that's what the Roundup Ready was. That 1 year
Okay.
I did it, and it was probably 10 years ago, But for whatever reason, it was probably just environment.
Yeah.
But it was dang good.
Well, it's just like growing non-GMO field corn. The grass is what's hard to keep out of the sweet corn.
Yeah.
And then sweet corn's, it's a really kind of a prissy plant. I mean, you've grown it in the garden.
Oh, yeah.
A raccoon knocks over by touching it.
Yeah.
You get a windstorm and it's all goosenecked and it's a mess. 3 days later, it looks fine, but it's just
Yeah.
dramatic. And there's not a lot of plant to it, so the sunlight gets to the ground. You just have a lot of grass issues, and that's where the Roundup Ready would be kind of nice.
Yep.
And it'd be cheaper than the chemistry we have to use. But
So do you just spray? You don't go out there and row cultivate or anything?
no, I grow it in, and it's a minority rotation for us. It's 10 to 25% of our acres, depending on the year. But so say field corn year 1, sweet corn year 2, and then I go back to field corn year 3. So it's kind of corn on corn, but cheating because sweet corn breaks down differently than field corn does.
Right, and
so
if it's not Roundup Ready,
yeah.
you'll kill any volunteer or whatever. Yeah.
Well, the field corn from year 1 in this theoretical rotation, you get a lot of volunteer in that sweet corn, and so I don't grow enough where I can't do this, but I walk the field with a hoe and smack down volunteer corn.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I mean, I've never had anyone complain about it from our canning plant that I have too much volunteer corn, but it drives me nuts. But that's probably the other thing is you can't keep volunteer field corn out of it. And I know some plants get really fussy with it, so I'd just rather not have the issue.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So when it gets about ready, do you go out and pick a couple of ears and freeze them?
more than a couple.
More than a cup.
You'd be shocked how many neighbors will call 2 days before the pickers come in. Hey, can we grab some sweet corn? Can we get sweet corn? Sure. It's worth a penny to me
Yeah.
per ear. It's peanuts.
Yeah,
for
because
big
you don't get
picture.
paid until the tons are across the plant scale.
And if it's over the threshold. So if I raise what's our guarantee? Like 6.5 tons is what you're guaranteed if you back into it versus your tonnage price with that, say, $600 guarantee. And if I out yield that, which you should, because 6.5 ton sweet corn's pretty poor. Yeah. Granted, I've never raised more than that. So everybody listening to this and be like, geez, we got this sweet corn farmer and he's like terrible at it. But 10 tons a good crop. So you could gross $800-900, and then you're making money. But if you raise 250 bushel corn, you should be able to make money on that too, right?
Right.
So it's just a game.
Yeah, so it's not like they were stealing from the man. You gave them permission to pick the crop before.
Within reason. Now, if my canning plant reps listening to this, no, I'm not setting up a roadside stand. But, you know, you get a couple neighbors who want to have some for a family event or something. It's hard to say no.
Yeah.
And, you know, you find somebody who grows the peas for the same plant. You do a little handshake agreement. We can take some of their peas, and they take the sweet corn.
Yeah.
That's always fun. But
who grows the seed that you plant for seed corn?
I assume, because our canning plant's name is on the bag, I assume that I don't know how in-depth they get with it, right? Like, I don't know what their breeding process is, but they have some say in it, and they determine what varieties are planting. It has their name on the bag, and they have some level of research on it. And I think that's up by Le Sueur, Minnesota, southwest of the cities.
Because that's something I've heard of people growing seed corn. I've heard of people growing sweet corn, but how do you? Because those little sweet corn seeds are little shriveled up prunes.
They're terrible to plant.
Yeah. It can't get good singulation.
85% this year.
Yeah.
I'm usually in the 90s, but 85% singulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Put 3 times as much talc on it as field corn.
Yeah, and it's light and just probably bridges up. And
set your double eliminators as aggressive as they go, and just don't look at your monitor.
Yeah.
Don't look.
Anything you have set on it for field corn before it starts beeping at you, get rid of the alarms because it's just going to be beeping.
Huh.
At least this year. Every seed's different, but
absolutely. That's interesting.
But for some dumb reason, I like growing it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we need to talk about how you got back to the farm. You said it was a skip generation.
Yep.
It was your grandma's farm from your mom or your dad's side?
Dad's side.
Dad's side?
Yep.
Why did your dad not go back to farm?
Just wasn't room in the family.
Yep.
You know, it timed out poorly. Not enough acres for him to come home. So.
Yep. So your dad wasn't room for your dad to come back to the farm, but you still maintained an interest in coming back at some point. Was that after college, before college, or did you just always know you wanted to farm?
Since I was a really little kid, 2-3 years old, I always would say I want to be a farmer when I grow up.
Yep.
I probably had no idea. I had no idea what that really meant because you ride in a combine for 3 hours in the fall and that's it. You don't know what farming is, right?
Right.
And that was my experience with my grandparents. And so they were good at exposing me. That spurred some interest. My mom was a horticulture major in college before she went on to teaching, and so she always gardened with us as kids, and I really liked the plants and latched on to that.
Yep.
Different than growing hundreds of acres of
something.
something.
You still garden now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We did my potatoes 2 days ago.
You and Tanner can talk about that.
You didn't plant potatoes until 2 days ago?
Weeded them.
Oh, we did. I thought you said we did our potatoes.
When are you supposed to plant potatoes? I'm sure it's on
Good Friday.
Mother's Day. Okay, yeah.
We were not good potato farmers, though. We did it after Easter this year.
I think I was pretty close. I think I did get it this time. I tell you what, if you can't judge a potato by the plant, but if you can, these will be some of my best potatoes I've ever had this year.
I think farming potatoes, like other than the fact that it looks like a ton of work, would be a blast. I don't know.
Do you do it like in a bucket so you don't have to dig it?
No.
That's how I would do it.
Huh.
Have you ever heard of that?
No. I've seen buckets in gardens, and now I know why.
Yeah. You just dump them out. Now you don't have to get the potato fork out.
Huh.
So you start with a little bit, you put the potato in, put a little bit of dirt, and then instead of hilling, you just keep adding dirt to the bucket. Probably have to drill a weep hole or something so it doesn't get oversaturated.
Yeah, and this is a tactic in horticulture. It's called, I think it's called a pot and pot. Like, so a lot of tree nurseries will have pots in the ground, and then they'll have a tree in a pot, and then they'll just put that in the ground. So then it stays the right temperature, and they have moisture or have irrigation to it and all that. And then they can, when it's time to harvest the tree and go sell it at the store, bucket comes out. So yeah,
I learned something new today.
I like it.
There you go.
That's what we're here for. Sorry, we interrupted.
We're way off on a tangent.
That's all right.
So you're coming back to the farm. What year was this? You came back to the farm?
So I finished college at NDSU December of 19, and I moved down January of 20, became Grandma's roommate. She was still living on the farm, and
Yep.
you know, I'm fresh out of college. I didn't have the money to buy a place.
Yep. And you had a job at this time, or?
Fresh started a job January of 20. So I had 3 months of normal in the office being a credit guy, and then the world turned upside down.
Yeah.
So it was a weird time to move,
All right.
like 300 miles from home.
But it allowed you to.
Yes, it worked. And then we have, I don't know, the ability to work from home now with our jobs, and wonderful things have come with it from the outside of COVID. But that was in that same time period. And that first, gosh, my first crop was 22. So I had 2 years where I lived down there before I actually raised a crop. And in 21, had a chance to buy some ground from family. And that kind of spurred the issue. Like, I planned on waiting and biding my time to build up some cash to start farming.
Yeah.
But then when this opportunity to buy a little bit of dirt came my way, and that snowballed, and all of a sudden you have this big hefty land payment on a fresh out of college salary. Well, you know, the issue kind of came, I'm going to need to farm more than that if I'm going to make that payment and be comfy. So that's where Grandma gave me an opportunity to start with her ground
Yep.
in 22.
Okay.
So, but, you know, by that point, her and my grandpa had been out of the game since I was in middle school. So there's no equipment. You know, her building site was there. There's a bin site, you know, some infrastructure, but and a stable land base, but no machinery. So that was probably the biggest piece that I've had to put together. That's why I say I'm skip generation, right? Like, I
Yeah.
had the land base, we had some infrastructure to like start picking up the pieces, but there was no machinery, and that was the bigger thing that we've had to
Man, and
piece
22
together.
was a terrible time to be buying equipment.
Yeah,
Like old tractors were even like double the money they were from a few years before that.
I know. In college, you know, and naively in college, I was mapping out what equipment I'd want to buy. And when I started looking at tractors, I was like, all right, I'm going to buy like a 8400 Deere, and you're going to pick it up for like 65 grand or something. Or maybe I'll get a 7140 Magnum for like 30 grand. No, got a 7250 for like 60.
Yeah.
Still could sell it for that today with the hours I put on it, but that's still ridiculous for a tractor as old as I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but also interest was cheap. Back to our earlier conversation, that tractor was sub 3%.
Yeah. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you pay that off early?
Well, exactly.
So,
You don't. You just let her ride out.
yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why I pay extra on my house. I need to stop doing that.
The emotional side of money, it gets you.
It is. It's like I'm doing good. I'm paying down, and it's like no, I should be paying off the higher interest stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I had a 475 machinery note on a tillage tool, and it was driving me nuts. You know, it's not a big payment.
Right.
Was it on that VT?
Yes, that was the first piece of equipment I bought, and I had just told myself, I'm like, I will pay this off early. Yeah, I have an operating line at 8%, and this genius, who is a credit guy, goes and pays off the machinery loan because it bugs him. Like, make that make sense.
There's something about it.
There is.
I get it.
So walk us through your equipment line and a little bit. You went through your process. I was going to get a, what do you say, 8300 or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you have now, and why did you choose those?
So, part of me too with the town job, I didn't pick it all up right away, and actually we're still kind of in process. By this time next year, we'll have a full machinery line ourselves. So I work with a neighbor for harvest, and that's worked out wonderful with labor and everything too. So I don't have the harvest equipment. We've got a 7250 Magnum. Bought that with, I don't know, 5,500 hours on or something like that. You got one of those hiding in the corner? Come on, you got to have a box
I'm
car in
looking.
here.
We got a 7120.
It's close.
Those are both 7120s up there.
Anyway, that's what you got.
Yeah, so that's been my big tractor on the farm, and that's what I've used for everything. I've got a 20-foot Kuhn accelerator VT tool, a little 527B case ripper with a harrow on the back of it for deeper tillage, for the corn on corn, for the sweet corn type thing. And then we've got a late 90s 16-row conservation planter, a Deere.
Yep.
So we have something green.
Yeah, well, that's why I said I noticed you have the rainbow effect in ways.
And then there's a bunch of little yellow Minneapolis Malines that hang out at our place too.
That's
so
cool.
Those are at different neighbors, and that's a whole story in itself. I don't own a single one of those Malines.
They just hang out there.
Oh, really?
Yes. I store them. I put fuel in them. They get used. He's happy. I'm happy. Hard to argue with that.
So you're
so
like
he-
exercising them for him.
Yes,
I was
he's a
just gonna
collector.
ask. He wanted you to use them.
Oh, he's got like 30 of them. Yeah. So they're cool.
That's a
That's kinda
full-time
fun.
job just keeping those up.
I know. And he farms. He farms a little bit himself with those Malines. So some of them go back and forth between his place and ours. But he's
got a
my
landlord.
unofficial machinist mechanic because I, as a banker, kid who grew up in town, I can't fix stuff worth a darn
Sure.
unless you teach yourself. So he fills in the gaps.
Yeah, we got a landlord that's got a shed full of old, mostly deer, but some
Okay.
other old, and he always got the rare stuff. He was kind of higher up at Pioneer way before even DuPont came in, and like cool stuff like mechanical front wheel assist
Yeah.
40/20s.
Okay.
Like you don't see very many. I mean, they did make quite a bit, but like just cool stuff like that. But my God, he was retired, so he had the time. But I swear he was out there 5 days a week, doing battery maintenance, doing this or that, going out. He had a deep inline ripper just to go out and put them under a load, like in the field.
That's funny.
You know, like
But it's you don't do that, and the seals start weeping
Yep.
on them, and so that's why our neighbor likes these getting run and worked.
Yep.
And they don't work hard; they spin augers and pull wagons.
Yeah.
you know. But
yep, that keeps seals good. And
Yeah.
if you don't use it, you lose it.
yep.
So that's cool. So
But so then, have some money invested in a Hagee with a neighbor.
okay.
So
Same neighbor that you harvest with, or a different one?
different one.
Look
We
at
make
you.
things complicated.
You got all kinds of friends.
Yeah,
He's being
it's-
a good neighbor.
yeah.
Like a good
What
neighbor.
year of
Pieper
Hagee?
is there?
Oh, it's a 19
Okay.
STS 12.
120-foot boom.
Yep.
Wow. That's nice. That is nice. Do you
Wouldn't-
do fungicide with it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Wide drop on 120 feet too.
Oh, so is that every other row?
Yep.
Actual Y drops or off brand?
Field 360s.
Really?
They're heavy.
So those are heavy?
Yeah.
Your face. I
What?
want your face clipped when he said that.
Is that an all steel boom?
Yes.
Holy cow. How many times have you welded on it?
None yet.
None
It's
yet.
only lasted 1 year, and 2/3 of the wide drop acres got cut because of all the rain we had last year.
Okay. So,
So-
you do some custom Y dropping too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Little
we
bit
got
of- little bit of custom spraying for some neighbors.
we have a 2011 STS 12,
Okay.
and we used to detassel with it. And then as soon as we got the machine payments done, we did the math, and we're like, oh yeah, that's probably not the best. So we actually went from a 90-foot boom to 120, but it was an aftermarket. Inside 60 was steel, the rest was aluminum. Really good boom.
I'm trying
But-
to remember the deal. Was there's something with when we were shopping for it with the Delta boom was being like not heavy enough? Because there's two booms on the newer ones. Are you talking
Yeah,
a Delta versus?
Well, I didn't. So mine's an 11, so I wouldn't.
Maybe it's-
I'm unfamiliar with their booms. All I know back then is they had like all aluminum, and then there was like some carbon fiber,
Okay.
and then steel. And this seemed to be like a good option for aftermarket boom for us. But since the outside beyond 60 was aluminum, we didn't feel like we could hang
Yeah.
any drops from it, so we just stayed with the 60-foot.
You're probably better for it.
Yeah, but we still ended up. We did some not on the boom. We had to weld on the transom. Actually, had to replace the transom that holds the boom.
Okay.
Not a fun thing. to
No,
do.
it doesn't
Not-
sound like a fun job.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, so that was one of the expenses we had this last winter. That and we did the rear legs. So.
The 120 foot with the yield 360s is too heavy, but with the egg economy where it is, we've decided we'll just take it easy and roll with them.
Right.
But
I
the
know
plan
how it
was to
goes.
swap them for something lighter.
Yeah.
But it's
Just keep on rolling.
Yep.
Well, that's all right. If you're doing custom work, you'll pay for a new boom.
Yep.
Right?
Probably will have to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then, harvest with the other neighbors. They've got a 9660 and a 9500. I mean, old school combines.
So what are you going to buy that's going to complete your
Um,
deal that you said?
well, before next year, we'll end up before fall getting a bigger tillage tractor, 4-wheel drives,
Okay.
300, 400 horse,
Yep.
350, 400 horse 4-wheel drive, and swapping for a bigger ripper. Actually, I was on the phone with a guy talking rippers before I got here on my road trip. Ripper, tillage tractor, combine, cart.
Okay.
are kind of the last.
So you
Then
cut
I'll
the
have
neighbors
harvest
out.
stuff.
So are you gonna still harvest with that neighbor?
Mm-mm.
Just go on your own.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll have the acres be by ourselves, and by that point, I'll have kind of my feet underneath me, and so that's the plan.
I know where 9520 is. That could be for sale.
9520.
That'd be
John Deere
450,
4-wheel drive.
450 horse, 2004. Yeah.
Well,
With a big
let's-
claw on the front of it. Claw doesn't come with it.
hours on it. Is it under 60 grand? Is it going to fit my cheapskate budget?
You're
You're going to sell me something on a podcast?
I don't know that we could get there. It's like 5,500 hours.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
To me, that's low hours.
Yeah, no, for that age of machine, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Think about how cool the claw would be on social media. That's worth something.
It is. I put the claw out there a lot. That's like all my content now.
Yeah.
Between that and rolling, it just pisses people off that we roll soybeans, and it pisses people off that we pick rocks that I can't physically pick up with
With a
a
claw.
Just go to the gym more.
I know. But you should definitely pick up that 300-pound rock with your
Yeah.
hands.
I love one of the comments you said. In your description, I should have picked this up using my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some of the best comments were like, and make sure you twist while you're lifting.
Yeah. Don't lift with your legs. It's a lie.
It is crazy how pissed people get. Do you get people mad at commenting on your content?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people try to find reasons to be mad.
Yeah.
And I used to be really upset, like it would rattle me, and you're like, oh, I can't believe this. Like, I got to be a people pleaser about this. Then you're like, no, this is the internet, and people are going to say silly things.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself getting more frustrated with people that comment on our guests. Like, if you want to make fun of me, if you want to poke fun at the podcast, it really doesn't rattle me. But if someone starts to pick apart a guest that's on our show, I'm like, they didn't have to do this interview.
Yeah.
They didn't have to say what they said. Like, just leave them alone or scroll.
Yeah.
Or they'll come after us for something the guest said. It's like, we had this guest on to get their opinion on it. Like,
Yeah, it's its opinion.
yeah, it's like, what? Why are you coming after us? Like, maybe we need a disclaimer, like, not all guests' opinions are our opinions or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's dumb.
yeah.
Shouldn't have to do that.
No, you
No.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. But
Well, I have been waiting to do this.
God, here we go.
Is this the game part of this?
Yes. I've been waiting to try this new game that I've had in my boy genius head forever. I'm going to see if it's going to fail or fly. Fly or fail? Fly or flop? How do you say that? Anyway, it is a smell test. Right? City boy turned farmer. How many of these farm smells can you identify?
Oh, man.
So I have 7 jars over here. They are all different smells. There are 4 liquids and 3 solids.
I gotta tell you, this is a pilot because he wants to do this at Farm Progress Show. So,
Oh, boy.
And I said, you are dumb for trying to figure this out at Farm Progress. So this is what he wants to see is if it works.
So try
I'll be a
to
guinea pig.
not,
And
try
I
to
don't-
not look into the jar and try to not give a facial reaction. If you know it, I want Corey to play with you.
Because I don't know what they are either.
So how's he going to play with me? How's this
I'm just
work?
going to smell it.
He's gonna smell it. He's gonna pass it to you.
You smell it.
And then
do
you
you
guys
want
can
us to like
tell me-
write it down or like?
No, we'll go out loud. So the first one.
Don't look at it.
I mean, I tried to go with the blue glass, so you
This
can't like
is-
see
this
through
is,
it. It's a liquid. This is a liquid.
The D. What is that?
It's the seal.
Oh, you got it sealed
Do you
even?
have to get like special containers for this too?
I did.
Like on Amazon? That's
did.
dedication.
Okay, I got that one.
You got that one?
I think so.
Okay, so if you're listening to this podcast, they are now passing along the first of 7 jars. You think you got it?
Diesel.
That's
Yes.
diesel.
I was second guessing. I was like, gosh, my brain is saying something dumb like gasoline here.
No, that's diesel.
Okay.
Is it red?
Maybe.
Does it smell different if it's red?
Ugh.
I can't imagine so.
I can't even see because you got these blue jars. Like I can't. Why do you want us to look at it? Because you can't even see in there.
All right, so another one that is a liquid. Yeah, the jars are kind of nice, right? You can kind of disguise it a little bit.
The hand wave method.
The hand wave?
Yeah.
From chemistry
You
class.
should taste it like bourbon.
I kind of do want to
Chew
taste
it.
it. I can't. This is very faint. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
This is faint. I'm gonna try. We're gonna.
Lofting.
I don't know if I have the technique down. I can hardly smell that one.
I know. I'm gonna go with.
I don't know if I have a guess.
Can I look at it? I'm gonna look now since I don't know what it is.
I can't hardly smell that. Blame it on allergies.
It's fairly clear. And blue from the blue jar. Is it some sort? Well, it wouldn't be like a paint stripper because that would smell a lot.
Yeah. It's got a little of that smell though to it. Just a little.
Transmission fluid.
It is antifreeze.
Oh,
Well, I could have tasted it.
yeah. Let me just give me the little drink here and.
Just stick
I
your
don't know if
finger
you're going to
in.
get this one. So this is a solid, and you can already see in the top of it.
Golly.
It's litter.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
That
Sounds
is
like it
bad silage,
Yeah,
rotten
is it?
silage.
It
It's,
is.
it smells like chicken litter, and we spread a lot.
Oh, God.
First whiff, it had that ammonia smell of
Oh,
litter.
it made my eyes water. I went in way too deep to that one.
I probably wasn't committed enough. I thought I knew. You'd think with how much litter we spread, I'd know what litter was versus silage, but
Oh,
Now you have to. This is June, right? So how old's that silage? Right? It's been
Yeah.
out there for
so is that like the face of it?
a little while. Yeah.
face of the pile.
Hopefully not the whole pile is like that.
Right. This is another solid
Quality
for you.
feed.
I need like something to clean my nose palate now. Give me some of this.
Give me some antifreeze to clean that silage out
I
of my
think my
nose.
stomach is getting sick. This is a solid too. Oh. Oh. God. It's not good either.
I just can't look at it. I just looked at it.
That's manure of
Yeah.
some sort.
It's cattle shit.
Cattle shit.
I was gonna say it doesn't smell like hog or chicken. I was wrong on the chicken one, so that definitely wasn't it.
And it is not solid.
Oh, it is too.
I mean,
I wanna know how you collected that
It
one
is
and put it in
kind
there.
of solid.
You just go scoop it out of the pile and clean the container.
there was no pile. This was a as we were walking the cattle to work them. This was fresh.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, last solid.
Scared.
so I thought this would be Family Feud or something.
This is musty.
I wonder if they've been in the jars too long.
I mean, I saw what it
I
is.
can hardly smell this one.
To me, it's musty, but it looks like soil.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
Iowa dirt.
I can't hardly smell that one.
All right, you want the last liquids, or are
It's
we
not
taking too long?
Dirt,
with the
you
game?
have like, there's like wood chips in there.
I just went out to the field, scooped it up.
It's very musty.
The field
Doesn't
right where-
smell like fresh turned dirt to me.
No.
No, this was June. All right, you want the last ones? I don't know if there's going to be enough difference between these last two. We'll go with this last one, and we'll just go with 6 for the sake of time. It is a liquid.
Oh, that is okay. I know that one. Just gotta get what weight it is.
15W40.
It's
Is it more gear?
I think it's
oil?
gear lube,
Yeah.
gear oil.
It's 80/90.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So there you go. Do you think, if done with a little bit better prep and better materials, that would be an entertaining game in a trade show?
Oh, I think so.
It would be entertaining. I think you need to introduce another sensory. I think you need to like have the shadow box and like dip your finger in and like feel the viscosity.
But if you do poop in that one, like manure,
You're
you're not gonna have a lot of friends.
Put this glove on. Here, smell my finger.
Jeez.
There you go. We can refine that a
That
little
might work. You're just gonna have someone man that booth.
bit. I need to look. I think I should build like a flight for the delivery system here. So you
Yeah.
just kind of go from one to the next.
Well,
to
you
the
got
next.
enough little
But will
chunks
this-
of 2x4s. You could cut the little flight board.
As long as you keep lids on them so the smells don't like combine.
Right. I think I
That-
could get rid of the white flapper.
Yeah.
That silage, though. Oof.
I'm a little embarrassed. I called that litter right away.
I could see that though. It smelled like. I mean, gosh, you ever get by a fresh pile of litter? Ugh,
Yeah.
that stuff is rank,
Yeah.
rank.
So what's the motivation behind your social media?
What started it or what's the current motivation?
Either.
Okay.
Maybe both.
Twofold question. So, when I was in college, let's backtrack. Let's say 2016 or whatever. When I was in college at NDSU, I was in all these egg classes with other farm kids, and I wasn't. Obviously, grew up in town, so there's a little bit of like the wannabe factor. Let's say, if I'm being honest, because I didn't know what would be around the corner for me. But when I was a farmhand in that same season, all these other kids had drones to go fly their dad's operation. Well, I flew these guys I was working for, driving sugar beet truck and cutting wheat and other stuff up there to help pay for school. Wanted somewhere to put it. Started with drones, right? I know that's a pretty canned answer.
Yeah.
And just somewhere to share that. And early on, I didn't have enough of my own content, so I had people submit stuff to me, and I would reshare it. I don't know if you remember back in I don't know, 2016, 2017, when like there were like 30 pages doing that online.
Yeah.
I'd like reshare pictures.
Yep.
I was one of those guys.
Okay.
Really?
Yep. So that's where it started. And then when I got through college, like it was this big deal. I had like this face reveal. This is who I am. Actually, sidebar. So there's this kid in front of me who submitted pictures to me from one of my agronomy classes, and I posted it. And like 2 days later, no clue who I was or where I lived, sitting in front of me in lecture, and the picture he submitted me was a home screen on his laptop. It's like super incognito right away.
Yeah.
Funny story. But when I started farming, so I was super disjointed answer. When I started farming, I made it more about what we were doing, kind of as a scrapbook is what I like to phrase it as. You know, my great-grandparents, when they started our farm in the 30s, had black and white pictures of, you know, I don't know, the first time they replowed ground that sat fallow because the guys before them went broke and turned to weeds, you know, and the Farmall F20 out there with the steel wheels and, you know, them living in a tent in a tree grove, like just cool stuff. And obviously I didn't have quite that cool of a story, and it wasn't in black and white. It was a place for me to put some of my early scrapbook stuff. So it was a little bit of documentation for myself. And then from there, so that was what really spurred it to be what it looks like today. From there, then you get interest from folks like asking questions and people enjoying watching me solve problems that maybe to someone like you who grew up on a farm would have been obvious.
Yeah.
But I kind of stumbled my way through a little and documenting a combination of that. And then, you know, I had the book smart about farming from the degree, so a little bit of teaching. And I would say today it's educational entertainment, right? Like I'm not the world's greatest farmer. I like to think I'm not terrible, other than my sweet corn yields. But yeah, just following that journey still, because it's still a unique story, and then the education piece of it for non-farmer folks. So that's a big part of the motivation. And then it's not that I'd ever thought I'd turn into it, but it's turned into a little bit of a side gig for us too. Just you know, promote products that we're already using or stuff we're trying on the farm, and similar. You know, you guys have that on.
Little supplemental income, and then if you get to use a piece of equipment or something for a little bit, like that is huge to a operation that's trying to get going.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's become a bigger deal for us the last couple of years.
Yep.
But I mean, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't keep doing it. It's not just about the money.
Yeah.
But also, if I wasn't making anything off it, I'd probably put a lot less energy into it. Right. So it's a balancing act.
Yep.
And on the same thing with equipment, like there's so many different pieces of tillage equipment, from vertical till, like how do you know what's right? I mean, they all do a good job or whatever, but like to be able to, someone like you to put your hands on it, see it, run it, and then you're going to give your followers a real view at it. Like it helps people make decisions. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Anything from equipment stuff to, I mean, products that we're already using that you get to talk about. Like, I don't know, you got to be picky choosy or else you lose trust pretty fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's with us on a shoestring farming budget. It's been really cool to be able to try stuff and work with some of these brands.
Yeah.
Well, when you get your combine, we need to get you a Maya corn head. So that way you have one of the most dependable corn heads on the market.
If the price is right.
Yeah, you can go. That best part with the Maya is you could even go an older model and still know that there's tons of life left.
Yeah, your family ran one with 20-some thousand acres on it.
Yep.
Last year.
Just replaced gathering chains.
Crazy. Big 16 row.
We're hard on stuff too.
Yeah, don't tell Maya that.
No.
I think they know.
I think they are well aware.
No.
I think they're well aware. But was your wife a farm kid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, man, I've talked a lot about what I'm up to. But yeah, so my wife grew up on a seed stock Sim Angus operation in southwestern Minnesota, and then they crop farm too. My father-in-law's fairly recently got out of the cattle, but they still pretty sizable crop operation. So she's way more familiar with it than me. And when we first started dating, was the fall that I did tillage on all the ground. So she's been there for all of it. I mean, she's watched it from day one and watched like my rose-colored glasses kind of get that, like, I don't know if you want to say crotchety old farmer. Like, if it's going to go wrong, something's going to go. It's never going to go the way you want. So not to be super cynical, because you wouldn't be doing it if you were, but the reality check, she's watched it because she grew up with it. Mm-hmm. Like, she's pretty quick to tell me, and rightfully so, like how rosy I used to look at it.
Yeah.
So
it is. You kind of go into those. It's probably like Dave's perspective of how farming, like how it was going to be, and I think he's still trying to see it through there, but like every turn he takes, he's getting beat down by either a choice he made or someone else, or, and it's just like, see, it's just it's not all rosy, man.
Yep. The worst is when you make a choice that doesn't pan out.
Yeah, and he's done a few of those.
Do you? So does she help then?
Well, now that we have a kid, so we have a 3-week-old at home as of day we're filming this, which is pretty crazy.
How did you get out of the house?
She's nice. I have a wonderful wife. But so before that, she'd do a little bit of tillage in the spring when I was shorthanded. I'm sure I could rope her into doing more of it if we had some sort of child care. Kid was old enough to be on the floor like all these gals do online.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
For the most part, keeps the home front together, and
Yeah. Nice.
now's a mom.
So gonna keep going, have a litter of them, or what?
Of course,
Of course. Yeah, you gotta have help.
3 weeks in, the first one's so fun.
Yeah, are you getting any sleep?
Not too bad.
Really?
Yep.
Good. Yeah, my brother's got a young one too, probably a few more weeks than that, but I know it was the touch and go there for a while. They just got old enough to go to daycare,
Okay.
and so that was big. Yeah. So.
Yeah, just a break, just to get a little bit of a break.
Yeah. So your acres that you have sweet corn on this year, you got tile projects or anything planned for those?
Not in this economy.
Nope.
No, we're building a bin instead.
What do you mean? You pay for tile whether you put it in or not. That's what they say, right?
I
That's
know. But you heard the equipment I'm looking at buying. I've got enough stuff I got to leverage up
Yeah.
on.
So you're going to put a bin now.
Yes, that's what we're doing this summer. So we tiled. My years get so jumbled. 23 and 24, we did 2 tile projects. And then this year, we're building a bin because we're just short on storage. And then in the next 18 months, picking up a whole bunch of equipment. Kind of piecing the last leg of this together. So I would love to keep tiling. We have a couple problem fields, I would say, that are 100-foot spacing. I'd like to take down to 50s.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a hard part. It's not like you're taking a farm that has no pipe in it and you're going and slamming it full. You're chasing after the diminishing return. And so it's that balancing act. Still very worthwhile. I mean, we've seen that already.
I would say that's probably 90% of our fields are just tiled where they need to be. They're not pattern tiled, So
we're working with a lot of 50 to 70-year-old concrete systems, and they hold up wonderfully. I don't know if it's the specific concrete tile or our soils or whatever. When we dig them up, they look like they're 10 years old, but
nice.
Splitting concrete with new plastic.
Right.
Most of ours is clay.
Okay. So then you bust through them.
Yeah.
Skip them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, but they're still working.
Yeah.
Right? Like the ones that are still working, they're going.
It's crazy. We have, I never really looked at a clay line because we've only dug up this concrete, and I just write the check. We hire a contractor to do the work, especially when I'm town job and busy.
Yeah.
So I come out and supervise, but I don't.
Yeah.
If they're doing something wrong, truthfully, I probably wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
But dug up a clay line in the yard, and you get down there and look down it with the flashlight, and it's from 1935, and the thing is straight as an arrow. Like I don't think with modern technology I could figure out how to lay it in there any better today.
Right.
It's crazy what some of those guys are able to do.
Yep. Yeah, it is absolutely nuts.
Game changing.
That is kind of fascinating. Now, there's only one right answer to this question.
Oh boy.
What kind of bin are you putting up?
A Sioux.
Cup.
Steel. Sioux steel.
Right?
Yeah.
It's close.
We better get him out of here before Steve gets in here.
Hey, I heard this guy wants a bin, Steve.
No.
You should talk to him.
Oh, we've got a Sioux steel. For us, it's a big bin. For a lot of folks, it's little. We have about a 46,000 bushel bin.
That's a big bin. That's a big bin. I think even to the big guys, that's still, maybe that's a small bin for them, but.
Yeah, a big bean bin, but it's a small corn bin probably.
Yeah.
Depending who you're visiting with. But.
We have a 100,000 bushel bin now.
That's a big bin.
Souk up, 60-footer.
Okay.
But the biggest bin we had before that was 35,000.
Okay.
Which several of those, and that's I like that size because you could still get air through it good. That if we had to take a few points out on that 60-footer, it's got good air, but man, that's a massive quantity of corn to try to do something with. So, yeah.
Do we miss anything? Is there anything you want our audience to know about you?
Oh man, I don't know. Is there anything else they should know about me?
I like that he has it seems that you have a really precise plan. Like, we're going to buy this equipment and do that. We're going to do that this time. We're going to do tile over here. We're going to do a bin this year. Has that always been your way of doing things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've being a credit guy, I like kind of having a plan and having stuff mapped out. And there's certain financial metrics I want to be meeting if we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And
Yep.
so all this contingent on, if 2025 falls apart, maybe
Sure.
something gets cut from the plan. But if it plays out as I think it's going to play
Right.
out, that's the plan. But I'd say for the most part, it's been
So do you love Excel spreadsheets?
Google Sheets.
Google
But,
Sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting there on the Google Sheets. I'm still an Excel sheet man.
See, I'm sure there's a way to get Excel on my phone that's as easy to work with as Google Sheets, but that's why I like it. Is I'm sitting down with somebody and I can pull it up and my fertilizer I put down on each individual field, costs,
Yep.
notes on when I bought it, I anything from that to, I guess I don't have balance sheets and stuff in there, but like cash flows and so I don't know. That's how I use it.
Very cool.
So
I like it.
Just a couple nerds.
Uh-huh.
Ex-banker, banker.
spreadsheets make the world go around. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like them. I'd be lost without them. And if I tell people all the time, if I didn't have the job that I do, I like equipment enough where I would have problems. Like
Yeah.
I would own too much of it and too much of it too fast.
Yeah.
So having the job I do has made me a much better farmer.
Sure.
It probably helps you have all those Minneapolis Moleens there that you don't have to own.
Oh, for sure.
Scratch a little bit of that itch.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that there's big dollars tied up in them, but
No, but
even that, like not having to buy a $7,000 little yard tractor.
Yeah.
It helps.
You still got to run the auger.
Yeah.
Yep.
does your does your bin setup have a dryer?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's it's older than me, but it's a little Super B.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So
I mean, there's not a lot of science that goes behind drying. I mean, they have made it a lot more efficient, but like, man, those old dryers, like air, heat,
Yep.
electricity,
other than being slow,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yep.
And it's a good little dryer.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing.
Yep.
So, but
Yeah.
the classic egg problem. You build a bottleneck. You get a bigger dryer. Well, all of a sudden my cross augers don't work.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to get an air system. Well, there's 75 grand.
Yeah.
Well, what can I do with 75 grand that's going to suit me better right now than an air system? As much as I'd love one,
Yeah.
probably pipe.
Yeah.
Bury
Yep.
some tile or pay for some of this equipment, and
Yep.
so it's a eternal struggle.
Yep.
We try. Maybe this is a little uncharacteristic for a young guy, but I'm kind of the keep it simple method.
Mhm.
Like, I run a bare bones planter. I don't get super fancy with. I mean, I farm a lot of not very variable soils, so we
Yeah.
don't variable rate nitrogen. Some
Yeah.
P and K gets zoned.
Yeah.
I like litter. Like that's where I'm embarrassed. Know the litter. We spread chicken litter. Like manure. Keep it simple with that, and sell grain seasonally, and buy dirt. Tile stuff, build bins. Like
Right.
I don't have a lot of fancy stuff. But being young, if we want to get anywhere, I don't feel like I'm at the point where I can
Right.
yet.
Right.
I
I commend you for that because when I came back to the farm, I wanted to do all these bells and whistles and technology and all that. And there's great technology and there's great services.
and they pay.
And they pay.
Yeah.
But man, these last couple years, I've just got, because you can wrap so much money up into this, and then at the end of the day, it's all ripped away by Mother Nature,
Yeah.
right? So, hey, how was that, $400,000 planter that year, or whatever, with all the bells and whistles? Well, did just as good as the 7,000 that I was dragging behind me, because
Yeah.
the freaking derecho came through, or whatever,
Yeah.
It's like, so I played a lot of sports. I kind of go back to it's going back to the basics, right?
Yes.
Like dribble, don't travel, jump stop,
Yep.
good form. Like going back to that. Like there's just several things you can go back to the basics on and do a really good job of.
Yeah, and it's like, not to discredit all the technology and the extra products. Like, there's a place for them, but if my ground isn't tiled the way I want it, well, why would I go spend $30 an acre on this when I could go have a $30 an acre payment on that tile that I know is going to provide something and will outlast that biological? Not to
Yeah.
say it maybe isn't worth anything, but then the lime, then the P and K,
Yep.
and I don't know, just maybe that's the banker in me a little bit too.
No, I think
but-
it's smart. Yeah, it's like why are you spending money on fertilizer if your pH is way off? Like you can't use it.
Yeah.
Right. You get the lime out there and fix that because otherwise you're just throwing it away.
And a part of it too, truthfully, is we're not at what my father-in-law's coined the phrase critical mass. We're not 2,500 acre farmers or 2,000 acre farmers who, on an established operation, have a machinery line and you can chase after the next thing,
Yep.
and that's the next thing that will make you money. Like, pretty basic. I still have
Yep.
a town job, and I've had to buy the equipment, and so it's simple stuff, and just trying to, I don't know, see how far we can get with that is what we're tethered to.
Right.
So that's a little bit of the mantra. But
Yeah, there's just so much perspective from having access to others' financials.
yeah,
See how they've done it, see what they're doing. I just remember that gaining, oh, well, this works for them, and this is why. Probably wouldn't work for us. Same when we set this podcast up. We don't have the same equipment that other podcasters have because this is what works for us. And we were actually shopping before you got here. We might be changing it up again because we think something else would work better yet.
yeah.
That's what you do. You just learn,
Yep.
make an adjustment.
And then you figure out what extra things are the extra things that fit what you're doing. Because
Yep.
some of them, we have auto steer. I'm not out there following a row marker, but I also farm at night a lot. That one fits, right?
Yeah.
But do I need row shut offs to farm a bunch of square farms? For me, no.
Yeah.
So it's the equivalent with podcast.
When
stuff, I
you do
suppose.
get row shutoffs, I will mark my words that you'll call and go, yeah, that this was nice.
Oh, I'm sure.
I bet you, like, it's stupid that just not stopping. I'm sure you got it timed probably pretty good, but like not slowing down or stopping to pick up or put it back in. It's got to get me 50, 60 more acres a day planting.
You say I've got it timed out right. Remember the tractor I plant with, though, and the lack of hydraulics on those
Oh,
things. So when I'm running 2 fans and dropping the planter, it's slow.
Yeah.
So he stops.
Yeah.
Yep. It works, but
Yeah.
it's slow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being open and sharing about your story because I know there's a lot of listeners that we have that are looking at getting started, and everybody that can share an example of how that they got into it is valuable for them. I appreciate you coming down here. I really do. It's always more fun in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we can call you a first generation, can't you? Or do you say skip generation?
He calls it skip.
I
Jay.
say skip. I hate to take the credit away from the family
Yeah.
who pieced the land base together.
Right.
Because that's the hardest piece of the whole
Yeah.
puzzle. If someone will come up to you and rent you 1,000 acres, you could make something of it. It's just finding someone to do that.
Right. Yep.
So-
Yeah. It's tough. You had one piece of the pie, but you definitely didn't have the pie.
No.
Right.
No.
So, yep.
A good banker, though.
Yeah. Yeah. How is that when you're a banker and you farm? Can you bank yourself, or do you got to go to somewhere else?
Different lender. You have to work with a different lender.
Okay.
I'd love to
Like
underwrite my own
different
stuff.
lender in your office, or like a completely different company?
Both.
Both.
You got options. We do
Okay.
some, not to get too far in the weeds, we do some with another bank and some with the place I work. Just
Okay.
different location.
Okay. I didn't know how that was. Like, do doctors go to different doctors?
And what if they think they're the best doctor? Why would they go somewhere
Yeah,
else?
exactly.
I gotta do my own heart surgery.
Do lawyers represent themselves?
Yeah, there's a lot of self-representation.
Dave represents
This
himself.
is super off the wall, but with this baby, we're going through all the Marvel movies. We just watched Doctor Strange last night, if you've seen that. He kind of tries to operate on himself in the movie. Anyways, I had a moment there where I was like, oh, we just watched the
You were
doctor try to do it on himself.
So the excuse is because, okay, you have time at home, so you're going through the Marvel. Like I was gonna say, the babies don't care.
Well-
The baby doesn't care about the Marvel
We
movies.
sit at home. Sorry, I explained it poorly. We sit at home with the baby. Baby just sleeps, and we're like, what do we do? We're going to watch these Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sleep when the baby sleeps.
Then the baby wakes up.
So
You gotta hold her.
I never watch farm content. Like I don't watch Millennium Farmer. Like I do on like TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Like shorts.
Yeah.
I've started watching Clarkson Farms on Prime.
If anybody knows how to get a hold of him, we want to talk to him.
And I am just intrigued. It is the perfect thing that like you don't have to have it. You don't have to like be like focused on it. I can have it on in the background if
Yeah.
I'm folding clothes or working in the garage or whatever. Like, and you just pop up and it's like, well, they did what?
You gotta have, if you get him on, you gotta have that blonde guy who's like his farmhand on with
Yes.
him.
Yes.
And like both of them sitting here.
Yep.
That'd be the ultimate.
Yep.
I forget his name. I've only seen the show a couple times.
Yeah, but I've been watching it. It's kind of like the equivalent of like my wife loved Friends, the show Friends,
Yep.
and like literally would just fall asleep to it and has every season on. Used to be on DVD, now it's on everywhere. But I think that's what Clarkson Farms is going to be for me. It's just like something that's just like, I got nothing else to watch. I'll throw that on. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I thought of a question. We were in a hotel for travel basketball this last weekend. Like, for some reason, when I go to a hotel, I don't watch what I watch at home.
No, I'd agree.
So, what is your hotel show?
Skinamax.
Oh god.
Is that what you're watching?
No, I feel like it always ends up like the few times we're ever at a hotel, it ends up being some old movie from like the '90s, some random movie that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for me. It's either a random movie or
Yeah.
it's sports. Like, I watch a lot of Iowa State.
Oh, we don't do sports in our home.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, oh, I turned on the softball World Series. I turned on this NBA basketball game. Like, I don't do that at home.
So that would put me to sleep. So if I wanted to sleep, I could.
Sure. Yeah.
To each their own. But...
To me, it's usually on while my laptop's open doing something else.
Okay.
I do think I probably just throw Sports Center on because I don't watch all that much. Even though I just got done saying I'm watching Clarkson Farms, but like that, I don't watch all that much at home. So, yeah, it'd probably be just throw Sports Center on just because it's something background noise.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tyrese Halliburton comes on, but hey, Iowa State guy,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys both Iowa State
I went to Iowa
Fans.
State.
fans?
Fans.
Yep.
Grad?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a grad.
Yep.
And I was probably on campus there as much as I was at AIB in Des Moines.
Okay.
So just 30 minutes away.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
So. All right.
that's
Well,
good.
we're going to see you here in a couple weeks at Ag PhD Day.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Field day.
Is this your next guest?
Yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
One of them.
So what do you tell the listeners?
Crack a cold one. You deserve it.